Well, hello and welcome to another edition of the Dugout. It is the last day of the week, and good Ashes test on with the Australian team taking a lead of 92 runs, and they are out again batting. It seemed good that first little bit that they played. But meanwhile, our focus this evening is going to be on Indian cricket. There are talks of, Shikhar Dhawan being selected as the captain as India sends a team for the Asia Cup. Then you recently had a situation where India picked Ajinkya Rahane as the vice captain for the Test squad, and various different opinions we've had on that. Our basic subject today, as a topic suggests, is first Rahane and now most likely Dhawan is your captain at Asia Cup. Is Indian cricket going backwards, or is it time to
move on,
look ahead,
move forward?
What is it that the current type of selection indicates? We'll take a few quotes from legends who know a thing or two more than us. Saurav Ganguly recently said that this is in reference to Ajinkya Rahane. He says that you've been out for 18 months, then you play a test and you become the vice captain. I don't understand the thought process behind it. There is Ravindra Jadeja, who has been there for a long time and a certainty in test matches. He is a candidate. He says, my only thing is that there must be continuity and consistency in selection. So Saurav Ganguly said this about Rahane. I don't think anyone had a problem about Rahane being in the test team, but I think it is more about Rahane as the vice captain. We also had Sunny Gavaskar a few days ago speak to us. He had something to say. Do we have that quote? Can we play it? I don't have to read it. Just hear Sunny Gavaskar's thought.
A missed opportunity to groom a young player, or at least tell a young player that, look, we are thinking of you as a future captain. So, so he starts to think in terms of, not just his own game. He starts to think in terms of, how everybody can come in together and contribute. On the field, he starts to think in terms of bowling changes. On the field, he starts to think, although he's the vice captain, on the field, he starts to think in terms of field placing. On the field, he starts to think in terms of tactics. Should there be a short ball bowl? Should there be a forward short leg? Should there be a silly point? And he can maybe just, go to the captain. But the fact is that he starts to think as a future leader, and that is what you want. But again, missed opportunity.
If I was to ask you, do you see a few youngsters, young faces who you think that the Indian team can look at as a future captain in the current setup?
I think two names in my view stand out. One is Shubman Gill, obviously, and the other is Akshar Patel. Because Akshar Patel has, come on in leaps and bounds. He just gets better with every match that he plays. So with him getting better every match he plays again, giving him that, responsibility as the vice captain will make them think. So these are the two candidates in my view. If there are others, I'm sure they'll be thought about. Somebody like a Nishan Kishan, once he cements his place in the team, then somebody like him can come in the reckoning as well. But yes, I think these two, Shubman and Akshar Patel, come straight to mind. A missed opportunity to groom a young player, or at least.
Okay, so you heard from Sunny Gavaskar himself. Earlier we showed you the quote by Saurav Ganguly. Both of them thought that maybe a youngster can be looked at. Saurav had Ravindra Jadeja as an option going forward. Mr. Gavaskar picked much younger options like Shubman Gill or even Akshar Patel. The other thing is, of course, about Shikhar Dhawan. So we can go across the room. Everyone can chip in as to what they think. Does Indian cricket have a roadmap? Are we really looking at the future? Is there a dearth of talent that we have going forward? So we have to stick with the old guns, go back to someone like a Shikhar Dhawan, whereas it could have been a good opportunity to send a completely young team with completely young captain and so on and so forth.
I don't know how true is this Shikhar Dhawan theory, because Ajit Agarkar is yet to assume the role of the chief selector. and I'm sure the team will not be selected by the Indian Olympic Association. It will be selected by the BCCI, the selectors. Given a choice, again, you won't have players available for the Asian Games, but ideally those who are not going to be part of the one-day team, the World Cup team, and the probables, and those who just there for T20s should be part of the team. Now the problem is Hardik Pandya is your T20 captain. He'll be part of the one-day team. Who could be the possible candidates to lead India? Ishan Kishan may also be will be in the reckoning for the one-days.
Yeah.
So
You can have anyone. Have Prithvi Shaw. Have
Prithvi Shaw may not be selected.
no. I'm just throwing a name. If he's not, my point is, start from a blank slate. Na blank
See,
slate.
they would also want to maybe win the Asian Games gold medal. Maybe they think that with the Shikhar Dhawan, his experience as a batsman, as a captain may come in handy. At the same time, again and again, I've not heard from any selector. These are just media stories and theories.
Okay, assuming he was to be the captain, would that be a step forward or two
It'll
steps
be-
back?
I don't think Asian Games is going to be anyways directly proportional to your Indian cricket. I mean, it's a one-off tournament.
But you have an
Is it a
opportunity-
50-50 tournament or a 20-20 tournament?
20.
I think T20 players who are not going to be part of the one-days, plus if they send Shikhar Dhawan as the captain, I won't have any issue. It's a 50-50 situation for me. I'm not even thinking about it right now. Rahane, yes. And I did say that day that on the basis of one test match, I mean, for all his captaincy skills, going back to Rahane as your vice captain is very myopic because you're just thinking about 6 months from now. You should ideally be looking at 6 years from now.
I think let's put it this way: beggars can't be choosers. You didn't have too many options, as Mr. Gavaskar also said. Ravindra
For
Jadeja.
Rahane, you're talking
Yeah.
about.
So you didn't have an option. Virat Kohli could have been your possible option, but
Why not
he-
Shubman Gill as he gave options, Akshar Patel, somebody is saying, Dada is saying Ravindra Jadeja.
Is Akshar Patel a certainty in the Indian Test squad?
No.
Or
I think Akshar Patel and Jadeja, I would rule them out because Jadeja could
Jadeja
have been
is
an Indian captain.
But why not
his
Jadeja?
franchisee took the captaincy away from. I think that is why Jadeja left the franchisee in a half midway through the season. But everybody does think of himself as an Indian captain,
Yeah.
and I think his ambition was dented.
And as for Ajinkya Rahane, so I agree that Shubman Gill in times to come should and hopefully will lead the Indian team. But if you ask me today, it could be a little too early for him. I know you can give me a lot of examples like Graham Smith captained South Africa at the age of
21.
22.
and a lot of other captains. But I
Tiger Bataudi captain
Yeah,
at a
yeah.
very young
So,
age
but
for India.
Times have changed, and with this dressing room, I know even MS Dhoni, by the way, MS Dhoni led India.
He was not young,
But still, there was a dressing
relatively inexperienced.
room, and the dressing room had somebody like Sachin Tendulkar, Saurav Ganguly, Rahul Dravid, Anil Kumble, so many legends of the game. Still, he did so well. Although his Test record is not too great, by the way, MS Dhoni. So I think Shubman Gill, he has just he's just coming up. Let him get settled. Give him a couple of years. You could have made him the vice captain. And also, what is the future with Rohit Sharma? Is he going to continue after the West Indies series? Because you will have a new selection chief soon, Ajit Agarkar, and thereafter December you are traveling to South Africa, and most likely in January you will have another new selector. And now what has happened is every year the contracts of the selectors, you'll have to renew them. It's not guaranteed that if you are a selected today, 12 months after today, you will remain the selector. Although they may not change a lot of these selectors, but so a lot has to be seen here. Rahane, see his comeback into the Indian team you can argue that it was a step backwards. Why? Because you decided that we have to look beyond Ajinkya Rahane and Cheteshwar Pujara also, by the way, when New Zealand were here. But then Ajinkya Rahane was left out. Then he played the Ranji Trophy. He got over 600 runs, out of which I think he got around close to 200 against Assam in Assam. So around 350 runs he scored against, if I can say, mediocre teams. But you picked him in the 11.
No, you picked him for IPL form also.
I don't-
If it wasn't for the
If he
IPL
didn't
form,
have
maybe
a great IPL, he wouldn't have come.
maybe, but
No, so you're saying that him coming back into the test team, okay, was doubtful, which
I
you were
think-
surprised.
I think
but now that
No,
he's
I'm not-
captain,
I wasn't surprised. To be very honest, I wasn't surprised.
but you're not 100% sure.
No, I'll say because you have, there is a precedent. Because in South Africa, when New Zealand came to India, you said that we are grooming Shreyas Iyer. We want players in the middle order who can play a little, play attacking strokes. Unlike Ajinkya Rahane, Hanuma Vihari, and even Pujara to a great extent, although he is a top order batsman, bats at number 3. So you said Shreyas Iyer. Shreyas Iyer got 100, got a match saving 50 also. And the next test match, when you traveled to South Africa, what you did? You dropped Shreyas Iyer from the 11 and you got Ajinkya Rahane in the 11. Why? Because you were not sure of your batting. So similarly, I think because you are not too confident about your 11, your batting, that is the reason you had to get somebody like Ajinkya Rahane into the squad, into the 11. I won't be surprised, by the way. I won't be surprised if Ajinkya Rahane becomes your captain also for that tour of South Africa.
No, so just answer. So you think that is the, I mean, because contrasting views, right? Vikrant said that maybe he felt that this was a step back, making
okay
him
with it.
but you're okay
I'm
with
okay
it,
with it.
considering this is the best option
Exactly.
that
This is the
that
best
India,
available
India
option.
has.
No, I think what
But-
you're also saying is you're looking at the next captain, which could be an interim captain for a year,
Yes.
and then groom
Yes,
Shubman
yes.
Gill as
And
the vice
Shubman
captain.
Gill can then become your vice captain because you will elevate Ajinkya. But that also depends on how your selectors, the next chairman of the selection committee, looks at the future of.
No,
Indian
but
cricket.
Mr.
And Rohit
Gavaskar,
Sharma also.
Mr. Gavaskar made a point. He said that if you're looking at an interim captain, you have a problem because you might then reach a situation where you really need to appoint a young kid as a captain. So instead of throwing someone like a Shubman into the deep end, it would have been better. You're not going to achieve anything with Ajinkya Rahane for a year or whatever. It would have been better you have him as a vice captain who learns a few things being a deputy to a captain. And so supposing you're in a situation in a year's time where you really need a new captain, you go, he's kind of ready.
But this is only for the tour of West Indies, 2 test matches. I'm saying.
Or South Africa will change, you think, after World Cup?
It will change. If Rohit, it'll also depend on what Rohit does.
If India win the World Cup, Rohit wants to
No,
continue.
Rohit stays as the captain if he
That's what
wants
I'm
to
saying.
play the test cricket.
That's what I'm saying.
Although people who are part of that system, they really feel that Rohit Sharma will not give up Test cricket. He will continue to play
There-
Test cricket and will also tour South Africa. I have my doubts.
So you don't then need an interim captain. You probably need a young kid just to be, and then he comes.
Maybe he thinks that today he is thinking that I have to give up Test cricket, but he says no, I don't. I shouldn't. So what he can do is he might say that I don't want to captain this Indian team, but I want to enjoy my cricket now. I want to enjoy especially my Test cricket. Let my focus be on T20 and ODIs.
There's an interesting point that Aditya makes.
Kavlekar, yeah.
What he's saying is that we are having this debate of who. None of this would have been there had probably KL Rahul not been injured or a Jasprit Bumrah not been
Right.
injured, because they were looking at a succession plan. And
But KL
those
Rahul
were
was
the
dropped
guys.
from the Indian team.
exactly, he didn't have the runs either.
Yeah, but I'm saying if
that
he
was
was.
the succession plan.
But
Rahul always was.
but
Exactly.
I am saying.
And the second option would have been Bumrah.
No, I am saying injury has nothing to do with the KL Rahul.
Could have been Rishabh Pant.
Yes.
So all of them are injured, and then you have to take that into consideration. You can't ignore that, no? Bumrah, I have my doubts, will ever play Test cricket again. I mean, when I say ever play Test cricket again, doesn't mean he will
He
never
will not.
ever play.
He will not.
might play a couple of Test matches, but then for him to last a Test series or be India's captain, it is beyond him. KL Rahul might be, there's every possibility that somebody like him, who has years in front of him, who's got he's got a good record in Test cricket as well. Okay record. Maybe he makes a comeback. Maybe he stays in the team longer enough, and then he becomes the captain. But again, these are only hypothetical situations.
And Nikhil, you were talking about the succession plan. I'm saying we wouldn't have arrived at a situation like this if in 2022 Virat Kohli wouldn't have stepped down as the captain. That came because you people, both of you, did an interview with Saurav Ganguly. He himself admitted that it was a massive surprise to everybody. And Indian cricket was doing really well in Test cricket under Virat Kohli. In fact, you have to admit that Virat Kohli has been your best Test captain ever. So, you wouldn't have needed a succession plan. Today, Virat Kohli would have been your captain and Shubman Gill could have been your vice captain. But are you again looking at Virat Kohli? Now, tomorrow, okay, if I ask you, do you think that Virat Kohli can become the next test, can again become the test captain?
No.
No.
No chance.
That would, okay. Will, if that happens,
I
will
doubt
that
now
also
he
be a
will
step
take it.
backwards?
Yeah.
But he only stepped down.
And I don't think he'll take it now.
No, obviously you shouldn't. I'm saying if you have stepped down as the test captain or from your captaincy, you will need a lot of convincing for Virat Kohli to become the captain, no?
No, like Nimish Juneja is saying, he feels that ideally Virat Kohli should be made the test captain for South Africa series for about, just when I start reading it, for about a year he should be captain with Gill as vice captain. But he says it won't happen because of egos from both sides. I didn't understand that.
So there's one thing that is common, that everybody wants somebody like Shubman Gill to be your vice captain, to be groomed for future leadership role. Maybe they had a choice now. I would have gone in with Gill in the West Indies series, but maybe there is something that we do not know, and which, like Rahul said, you remember the other day we were talking about interim captains, for a similar situation where Anil Kumble became the captain for a year, and you had Dhoni under him for the test matches, and then Dhoni became the captain. So we were also considering the same. Make Shubman Gill the vice captain, say for a year or so, and then have somebody senior. Maybe Rohit Sharma stays. Maybe I was talking about Ashwin, but you made a point that maybe in overseas test matches it might be difficult for Ashwin to be in the 11. And then you suggested Rahane. And I said, no, Rahane can't be the interim captain going forward. And I said there is a thought within the team management, Nikhil is also aware of that a few people are suggesting that Virat may actually come back as the captain. Or there are a few people who want Virat to come back as the captain. Again, who are those people? Is that the coach? Are they the selectors? Is that the BCCI? Or is it Virat himself? Maybe that is not happening. The dots are not connecting. So that is why maybe they are thinking that, okay, in case Rohit Sharma doesn't want to be or doesn't remain in the test team as the captain, then you go to Rahane for a year and groom Shubman Gill.
The way I see it right now, as we're talking about Rahane and Dhawan, I think there's arguments from both sides here because, the Indian management with Rahane's vice captaincy and then the omission of Abhimanyu Iswaran and then Sarfaraz Khan, it's not sending out a good message. You're not doing justice to your youngsters, first of all. But then Ajinkya Rahane hasn't done anything wrong. Plus, they're only looking at him as a temporary option because,
But is that good enough? Should you be looking at a
for
temporary
a
answer?
series, I think it's justifiable. For one series,
Maybe
it's
that
fine.
series works really well for a young captain, picks up a thing or two.
That
There's
could
something
happen,
to gain.
of course. If there was, I would say someone like a Shreyas Iyer, maybe he could have been the vice captain, but he's not there. KL Rahul is out of the image now, but it could have been. But also,
Yeah, please carry on.
no, please.
No, I'm just saying, let Shubman Gill settle down first. I know he has had some incredible 7 months of
No,
cricket.
I'm saying, how do you settle him? By this, now?
By-
by making
by
him vice
giving-
captain.
by giving
I
him-
think the problem, if you cannot settle, if you made him captain, then I
Nikhil,
agree.
see,
Vice
with
captain is
Ajinkya
the
Rahane
easiest job in cricket. Yeah.
No, I agree.
What do you do? It's
Ajinkya
just
Rahane
a
was
figure.
your vice captain. KL Rahul has captained the Indian team, has been the vice captain for a very long time, but still is not part of your team today. He was dropped after those first two test matches against Australia. So I'm saying let him get that. Let him. He's enjoying his cricket. He is scoring. I'm sure he is also eager to get that captaincy. Everybody is. Everybody, because I remember some last year you had 7 captains in about 12 months, and every captain came for the press conference, and everybody said, yes, I want to be the captain, whether it was Jasprit
And also, I think till December,
No, Mohammad Shami also said. that
till
given a
December,
chance-
I
he
mean,
was not the captain, no? Rishabh Pant, Bumrah,
everybody had aspirations.
Yes, and there's nothing wrong with it.
The point is, till December, Shubman Gill wasn't your first choice opener in any of the 3 formats. Rohit Sharma did not go to Bangladesh, and he got to open with KL Rahul. He would have been the 3rd choice if Rohit had gone in the test matches. One days, Ishan Kishan also got a double 100. And then Shubman Gill, once he came back, then T20s he never was in your scheme of things. So, 6 months, he's now your first choice opener in all the 3 formats. And I feel right now making the captain in the next 10-12 months will be a little too early. He needs time to settle down as a vice captain. I don't know if Rohit Sharma can continue as the captain. I mean, keep scoring runs, India keeps winning, nothing like that. But again, age is not on his side. Maybe fitness is not on his side. So I would have gone in with somebody like perhaps again a senior player.
Ashwin.
No, a senior player. I said Ashwin, and you had a very valid point that maybe he may not feature in
But
the 11.
I have something to add over there. That also sort of, there is a subplot to, let's say, that debate also, when you say, I think the debate can very much be settled if you do actually make Ashwin, let's say, the test captain, because we were talking about different yardsticks and the fact that, as Sunny said, would you have dropped a number 1 batter?
Would Ashwin be your automatic choice to play as the sole spinner in South Africa?
I'm saying this is the way, then you do, go ahead with
Then
it.
Jadeja sits out.
Perhaps you need to take that call if need be.
But if Jadeja is your, let's say, in overseas conditions, your best all-rounder, then do you make him sit out?
Why not back yourself?
So
and
if you
play
take a
both?
choice
I'm
right
saying
now-
back yourself and play both, like should have been the case. Let's say
No,
in the
my
WTC
point is
final.
you may just be limiting your options then by, I would love to see Ashwin as the India captain. I think he's got it in him. But the fact is, again, it's a very tricky situation. What if you play just 1 spinner and the need of the hour is for Jadeja to play? Then can the captain drop himself? Oval test match, the WTC final may have been a different situation altogether because of the weather, the pitch and his record against Australia. South Africa, maybe let's say you're playing in Durban. You may not play 2 spinners. Then what do?
I feel that if you had to pick a young, I am not looking at a senior guy as vice captain. I think vice captaincy is the easiest job in world.
No, I think Rahane will be your vice captain.
I
only
agree.
in
What I'm
West
saying,
Indies.
it is the easiest job. Vice captain is never blamed for a team selection. Vice captain is never blamed that you took a call, that you won the toss, you lost this. Vice captain is never blamed for any strategy or bowling changes. Nothing. Vice captain is just there to be a support cast. I think if you really need somebody, you don't need a senior guy. You need a young guy. You're protected in that sense, being a vice captain. So which is why I thought a youngster is a good idea. But I agree on that front. I think why they made Rahane the vice captain now is because somewhere there, whoever is deciding is convinced that Rohit's not going to continue for long enough, and Rahane might, and it may be too early for Shubman to take over.
Exactly.
So I agree with that. That they, in their mind, they think that they will have to go through a year without Shubman being a captain. So Rahane, vice captain, takes over. But if they were convinced that no, for example, Rohit will continue for 2 years and Shubman is the next captain, then Shubman would have been the vice captain right now.
No, my point is, if they're convinced that Rahane is the choice, I'm happy with the idea. If they're convinced that on the basis of 1 test match, Rahane is the choice,
For a year, maybe.
then they should have continued with Rahane as the captain post Virat Kohli. after
Yeah.
Virat Kohli.
But I
They
think
should
what
have made
coincided-
Ajinkya Rahane as the full.
With
I
poor
agree.
form for
What-
Rahane.
Yeah, I think what it coincided was his poor form with
Yeah.
the bat.
So what?
Had that not happened, I think he would have.
Nobody was scoring runs.
But
Nobody
Yeah, but
was
you
scoring
needed a
runs.
same with KL as well. He wasn't getting runs. You couldn't have then just made him the captain when he was struggling for runs.
Age was on his side.
No, but when did you make him the captain? He was made the captain or vice captain when he was getting runs, no?
KL.
Yeah.
No, but
He
then
got a century in South Africa.
Yeah.
he did.
He got 100 in England as well. Got runs in
He
England.
was captain in South Africa when he got a century also, by the way.
Yeah,
But then
the
you-
only century.
Yeah.
In difficult
Before that,
conditions.
He got one in.
No, in that series.
Yeah,
for India.
that's it.
England he scored runs, yeah. And
is
England,
well,
by the
yes.
way, he was your fourth choice opener. When India went to England 2021, your first choice was Shubman Gill and Rohit Sharma. Mayank Agarwal was your second choice. And then KL Rahul. And if memory serves me right, I think Shubman got injured after the WTC
Yes.
final. Mayank Agarwal got injured. And then Rahul got to open the innings alongside Rohit Sharma.
There's another thought which I think is a long shot, but it's a thought by one of our viewers, and he says, do you think that maybe they are keeping that place warm for someone like a Rishabh Pant, that he will take over? So these interim arrangements, because eventually they see him being the Test captain. Yeah, even I thought it was a long
Rishabh
shot. but-
Pant, he will take. We have to admit and we have to be realistic. It's very encouraging to see the way he's been recovering. But firstly, he has to get back to his full fitness. Then he has to get back to match fitness. Then he has to get back to his form to
Peak
play
form,
international cricket. So it might take a few. It might take some time for him to get back. I think they're just keeping things interim for every place, be it captain,
Yeah.
vice captain, or anybody. Shubman Gill will, I'm sure, the management, I don't know about the management, but the selectors too want Shubman Gill to take over captaincy at some stage, but not today. And I think this is vice captaincy would have been fair, but captaincy would have been a little too early for Shubman Gill. Ravindra Jadeja, I don't know. I don't know. I still feel that nobody talks about, not today, even in shorter formats, when Virat Kohli had to give up his Test T20 captaincy and was then later removed as ODI captain also, we were discussing so many names. You know, somebody gets injured, your captain gets injured at times. We talk about everybody, but not Jadeja. Is that
Yeah, Vedant has.
spent 40 rupees and maybe he's answered your query.
He
But,
says,
could
just
I
read
say-
it out, just read it out, what Vedant
Okay,
Sarode is saying.
So basically, Vedant Sarode is saying that Chennai Super Kings fiasco last season hurt Jadeja's claim of becoming the next Indian captain.
I would agree with that.
But I'm saying, has it reached a point, or was that one incident, let's say, enough for him to never sort of stake any claim to become?
Definitely harmed his case.
Definitely, I'm just saying, like Nikhil earlier mentioned about, a vice captain on most days will not be blamed for the harsher or the bigger calls that are taken. If you genuinely feel that Ravindra Jadeja is that man who can, let's say, take Indian cricket forward over the next couple of years, if Rohit Sharma is to be on his way out, then why not give him that confidence and protection in a vice captain's role and then sort of usher him in the bigger role? Why not?
No, I don't
Can I-
think he would, yeah.
So see, Jadeja is the same age group. Same age group as in Rohit, Virat. I'm just putting, because Rohit is 36, Virat is 34, Jadeja is also 34. Rahane is also same age group. At least Rahane has some prior experience. So if you are making Jadeja as your captain,
It would have been a similar situation.
you are not, it's not a long-term solution. So if you are not looking at a long-term solution, might as well go with somebody who has some prior experience. That's what I feel. So that ways I think this is the better call then.
Jadeja's chances may have been hurt by this clip that's gone viral I was watching of Virat Kohli on Kapil Sharma show, where he was asked that सबसे ज़्यादा फेंकता कौन है? So he says Jadeja.
When did Virat Kohli come for Kapil Sharma show?
Yeah, he
I
did.
think about
Oh, that was
2016-17 perhaps.
So he says सबसे ज़्यादा, so they don't take him seriously ना. He says that he says एक बार he says उसके गांव में कोई महाराजा है जो वापस आते हैं. फिर he says एक घोड़ा है.
एक घोड़ा है जिसका एक पैर कभी ऊपर होता है, दूसरा कभी ऊपर
Photo,
होता है.
photo, some
It's a
painting.
statue.
No statue.
See, not every good player can be a good leader. Leadership is different. Leadership is different.
But another thing he said, now that you mentioned that, he said that there are two buildings over there that are leaning towards each other, and every year
They're coming
they come
closer.
to each other by the size of a
That
grain
is
of
what
rice.
Jadeja tells in the dressing room.
But the kind of story.
I'm sure there are a lot of funny episodes. We have also discussed.
Yeah, this was just in.
No, no,
But he is the
It's
most
just
improved Indian cricketer in the last 10 years.
I think batsman.
No, most improved Indian cricketer, as in where he was and how he's worked hard to be where he is now.
I think if you ask me, I think he is the most improved batter in
Yeah.
the Indian team in the last 3-4 years.
Followed by Akshar Patel.
Bowling, he's won you games at home, just like Ashwin. He has also won you games at home and with his bowling, but it's his batting. I think I think Rohit Sharma was somebody. We all thought that whether he will succeed in Test cricket or not. But when I saw him, at least if you go 6 months or 1 year back, I thought Rohit Sharma was your best Test batsman in the last 2-3 years.
Yeah, he is. Numbers also.
He was very
He
solid.
got
with
runs
his
abroad
defense.
also.
Yeah.
He did. Now to the other question, because we had asked and a lot of people are saying you haven't spoken. Let's say the talk about Dhawan is still via sources, via media. We are not confirming whether that will be the case or not. Assuming that happens, assuming the Indian team, because we know that the rest of the team are going to be busy preparing for the World Cup and you're planning to send an A team, like a backup team, would you then be okay sending a captain like Dhawan? Or I'm going to throw in another name because there were a few suggestions that if you're going to send Ashwin, you're going to send Dhawan, might not send Ashwin because he's not scheme of things for One Day World Cup. Would everyone here be okay by having a captain like that for the Asian Games? And I'm not taking Asian game as the benchmark for Indian cricket. I'm only saying that if as an Indian fan I get a chance or a platform to see some youngsters do well at the international level, then Asian game presents me with that. And if I want to see all the IPL performers and we keep questioning that IPL does not translate into an international tournament, then I'd rather see that. So send a young, I would want a young captain, young team, not Ashwin, not Dhawan. Play them in the Asian game.
They have to reward somebody, and they think that Shikhar Dhawan is a better choice because he deserves to get this
So what do you
importance.
achieve with that?
Maybe the gold medal.
But you just said that maybe for Indian cricket Asian game doesn't count much.
Gold medal might. A gold medal
For the
in
Indian
Asian Games. But the BCCI winning a gold medal at the Asiad may just be.
Even if it would have been at the Olympics, I don't think they care about it, to be very honest.
But there's a precedent. If you remember 98, they sent the Jadeja led team. So the rest of the team went, but the youngest team, but they at least sent a Jadeja to captain.
South Africa won the gold medal, no?
No, but then there was this dispute. I remember I used to work for the Indian Express and the story came out wherein they had prior bookings for the team to travel from Kuala Lumpur to Toronto.
Okay.
Because your main team, I won't say main team, one half of the team was in Toronto playing the Sahara Cup.
Yeah.
And midway through, they had done prior booking. So the Indian Olympic Association objected to that. They said how this means that the Indian team just went there for token participation and they didn't want to win and blah, blah, blah. But I think if the team is going for the Asian Games, they should be looking for the gold medal.
No, I'm sure every player,
Look at the gold medal.
whatever-
And an opportunity.
Young captain.
Who could be the captain? Nitish Rana?
But Nitish Rana is not young anymore.
So that's what I'm saying.
Nitish Rana, you're not looking at Nitish Rana as a possible.
your T20 team.
Make Yashasvi Jaiswal.
Yashasvi or Ruturaj.
Yashasvi Jaiswal could be,
Ruturaj.
they could be in
In the
the
ODIs.
fray for the ODIs.
No, but then Ishan Kishan.
No, you never know. And they have not appointed anybody.
Send Rinku Singh, yeah.
No, Rinku Singh, the captain.
Yeah.
Yeah, Abhi, have they announced the team?
That's
I think, but they're supposed to give out the team by tonight. Some 15-30 names they have to give by tonight.
Today is the last.
So it's a tricky situation, yeah. It's a very tricky
But
situation.
if not the Asian Games, that what other opportunity will come your way in order to test or give any sort of a leadership experience to the young lot? You're not willing to do that, let's say, for a series like West Indies. Certainly, there are tougher tests in the offing.
Yeah, but
You also should. This I strongly feel. You should also earn the leadership. You should.
can't just
You have to earn that captaincy.
So Nitish Rana has
armband.
earned it.
Maybe.
he may not be in the team.
But
He's not.
So when you're
Is he going to be in your T20 World Cup team?
no, Are you looking? Do you really think that Nitish Rana can make it to the Indian team, or should he make it to the?
I would, that's what I'm saying. I would gamble with a Prithvi Shaw. Yeah, he's captain.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to discuss right now. Again,
I know there
people
are other
would.
issues, but ignore those other issues.
But with his
Ignore-
recent.
I mean, again, we discussed that day. It's not a school setup,
And by the way,
grown-ups, they will.
this would be China. No. China.
China is a great place.
Yeah, it's a very good place. So, and very strict too, huh?
No, it's not strict.
No, I think you're thinking North Korea.
China is pretty.
Yeah,
So
China
long
is-
as you don't say anything against the government,
Yeah, that's
You're
right.
fine.
he's not going to say anything. He doesn't know anything.
My point is they've not announced Shikhar Dhawan as the captain.
No, but I'm saying, assuming they announce a senior player, what would you rather have? A senior player or go
Like
on a
I
young
said,
player?
50-50. Shikhar is the captain, I'm okay. If they make a youngish player the captain, I'm okay with that. Sanju
Sanju
Samson
is
will be in the World Cup fray, yaar.
Yeah. He's in the
What if you
The
have.
Asian Games is going to clash with the
But then-
Asia Cup.
Yeah, but then so we are saying that we'll have Ishan, KL, Sanju Samson, Yashasvi Jaiswal all in the mix.
Are you sure about KL Rahul? That he'll be fit? Would you not
I-
rather have a backup for him?
No, if he's available, he makes it.
Will he be available?
Not all of them.
No. See, now you're talking about KL Rahul. And these are all wicket-keeper batsmen.
Exactly.
Are you sure KL Rahul is going to be fit for the World Cup?
If he's there, then one of these guys can definitely be in
My
the
point
Asian
is,
game.
are you sure he's going to be there? The stories that I keep hearing, one day they say he may be there, the next day they say he may take some time. Are you sure about that?
Can't be said at the
Okay.
moment.
So, Sanju Samson can be a backup. Ishan Kishan definitely is not a backup. He could be in your 15. Will he be a candidate? Right? And Yashasvi Jaiswal. You make him the captain, he's not even played for India yet. He's not even played for India yet. Even if he's not in the one-day scheme of things, let's say, for the World Cup, you never know. You never know. He may get a couple of centuries here and there, and then you may have him as one of your probables.
So can I suggest?
Maybe Jaiswal will
I
go.
also wanted to say.
Maybe Jaiswal will go
I also
to the
have a
Asian Games.
suggestion.
He will go to the Asian Games as a team member. Yashasvi.
Yeah.
But how can you make him the captain, yeah?
Who hasn't played for India? So basically,
Rinku Singh's not played for
I
India.
also agree.
Nitish Rana may
At
not play
least-
for India.
At least you need to give this captaincy to somebody who has represented India. But
Suggest.
ladies first.
Have a captain like Dhawan, maybe even
One
younger.
name.
Okay.
If not Dhawan.
Keep Dhawan and have the rest of the team a young lot.
No, you're talking about the captain.
Captain.
Yeah.
So you say Captain Dhawan.
Captain Dhawan.
Team, right.
Team to young hi hogi na.
Captain
See,
Dhawan.
That's
there
a
are
given.
21 players that you had jotted down for the World Cup. 21, 22, 20.
21. So out of those.
So he's got 21 names.
Out of
A few of them are injured.
Those
Those
only.
obviously is out. So those who are outside of that 21 and will be part of your World Cup scheme of the T20 World Cup scheme of things, they'll go to Asian Games. Definitely.
Acha, Nikhil was. Acha.
No, one name was Rinku Singh. You took Rahane Parag also. Was a name there.
Sorry, he hasn't also played for India. One.
And may not play for India.
No, but Ruturaj is again.
My
50
ODI.
over.
Chalo. You said.
Ruturaj bhi
Riyan
kitna?
Parag,
How much
Riyan
has he
Parag.
played for India? See, you can't make the Asian Games a joke. Is Ruturaj your future India captaincy material? Are you decided on him right now? Only then make him the captain for the Asian Games. If you are, then fine.
They say make the naughty boy the captain. So Prithvi Shaw, he's been captain. He's been captain at state level, at under 19
Under 19.
level.
Can I
Yeah.
suggest a very soft-spoken person? I know you said make the naughtiest
Boy, the class
child
monitor.
the class monitor, but can I suggest one very soft-spoken, humble guy who has played for India and can actually play for the Indian team?
Mohit Sharma?
Mohit Sharma.
Oh, there's another name. There's another name. There's
know.
another name who captained also. Krunal Pandya.
He could have been a possible candidate.
Captain for
Yeah.
Lucknow Super
But
Giants.
again,
Deepak
he may
Hooda.
not.
Yeah.
He may
Deepak
not.
Hooda.
Has captaincy in his blood
No,
also now.
what about Deepak Hooda?
Yeah, but
Deepak Hooda.
again, the names that all of us are throwing,
No, Krunal
Shikhar
Pandya
Dhawan
is a
any
serious-
day is a better bet.
Absolutely.
Shikhar Dhawan.
Krunal Pandya is
That-
now
see,
genuine
no doubt about his credentials as a captain.
No, I'm talking about the situational captaincy, yaar, not credentials. I have to pick somebody from the basket, and in this basket, Shikhar Dhawan is the best.
I will also take Shikhar Dhawan, the captain,
Kunal?
any day. Kunal,
He captained Lucknow pretty well.
and yeah, but will he? Even Shikhar Dhawan will not play for
All-rounder, everything.
T20. Yeah, that's also a fair name, but I think you never know. Maybe when the team is announced, you might have
Will be Shikhar Dhawan.
Kunal Pandya only. Never know.
We don't know who the central sponsors are.
Who's this?
Rohit Yadav wants to know.
Mr. Shekhar.
Thank you, Mr. Shekhar.
Morning, fellow human.
Morning to you as well.
Mr.
We'll
Shekhar
keep
is
your-
suggesting you as the backup opener. No, middle.
No. Backup for Iyer, Harshit backup for Jesse,
Uh-huh. And
Vikrant backup for opener.
openers. Slot.
But Harshit bowls spin, doesn't he?
I think
Are
she
we talking
saw
about
how
this
you bowl.
Harshit?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That is below the belt.
No, he's a good bowler.
What?
No, from his action, I thought I saw a few glimpses.
You might have seen him bowl those slower deliveries.
Could be.
Change of pace.
I'm
Anyways,
an effective bowler, perhaps, or maybe was.
Karthik is saying challenge of B2B ICC Cup in short time since 2019 and pressure of Winningham and injured players. Difficult to pick captain, vice captain.
it's a back to
Playing
back.
11.
B2B is back to back.
Oh.
Acha, B2B.
You know, because B2B is business.
Business to business. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
What he's saying that because there are back-to-back World Cups, I think T20 and ODI. That's why the pressure of winning them is also there. Then you get a lot of injured players as well. So it's difficult to pick captains and vice captains in playing 11. Please don't retire Rohit Sharma, is what he's saying.
Please don't. And he won't. Don't worry, Karthik, he won't.
Arun Kaushal says, I feel there is a sense of all in, all together motto running the dressing room. Hence, no youngster is rewarded and no one has the guts to phase out the non-performing seniors. Anyone can answer that? Says, no youngster
This is
rewarded.
the age-old saying, and it is true, partly true.
Final question from Shaheen. He says India may win versus Pak in some big league game due to Virat, Gill, individual brilliance. That's it. They are better all-round teams. Our decisions are blunder.
No, he said our decision is acha,
Our decision are blunder.
No, ठीक है, he's right. In
What does that mean?
T20s,
Don't
you
play Chahal.
have individuals who can win you games. But for you to win a tournament, you need a team effort, yeah.
Please answer Chandresh Narayan.
Yeah, these are all.
He doesn't buy, yaar.
Karol Bagh,
Chandresh,
what is
he
that?
doesn't have to buy.
Ghaffar.
Ghaffar market.
No, he doesn't have to buy. He endorses brands.
Oh.
Final question from Akshat Patel. He's saying, if
Akshat.
you win a Akshat, he says if you win a gold medal in cricket at the Olympics, will it count as same achievement as the Cricket World Cup? My answer
No.
is
At the Olympics, gold medal Olympics will be almost at par with the World Cup.
No, can't be.
I don't think so.
It's like
Why?
I give an example.
Hockey World Cup,
Yeah,
75 you won.
exactly.
So do you only talk about that Hockey World Cup? Do you also talk about the Olympic gold medal?
But that's the biggest prize, let's say, in that sport also.
This is a global event, yeah.
I agree, but then look at the fact that it's going to be introduced now. So
But
there's
no, he's talking about Olympic gold medal.
Yeah, yeah.
So you think that is
cricket. You know, I
There's
think
nothing.
it's going to be the first time you're going to have.
It's a wrong example. I tell you, hockey always had an Olympic tradition. Cricket
Yeah.
does not. I'll give you a better example. Tennis. A gold medal in tennis. You ask a Roger Federer, Nadal, whatever. Will
Well, I
not
think in
count
the
any
Indian
gold
context,
trend.
if you win a Olympics gold medal
You will be
in
happy.
cricket,
It won't be
if not the
same.
World Cup, it is no less.
Okay, you gave an example of tennis. I completely agree.
Leander Pace.
I completely. You know, I'll tell you.
Leander Pace is bronze medal in India. Why is it celebrated
Because we
then?
never won. Man.
Exactly. Why?
So
for
Olympic
India,
gold medal, yaar, in cricket.
For India,
in
that's
what
any
I'm
event,
saying.
in any game.
We'll celebrate.
How many
and
gold
say
medals do we have
the-
post independence?
No, but
And
the
you know
value-
why? You know, see, all these people, they have, and of course, Leander Pace won it in an individual event also. But see, these people, Sania Mirza, Mahesh Bhupathi, Rohan Bopanna, even Leander Pace, they won multiple Grand Slams, doubles, mixed doubles, they won. Why most of the people in the country rate Leander Pace higher than all these individuals? Only and only because of that one 1996 Atlanta
even
Olympics.
Davis Cup, yeah, Leander was far ahead.
No, I agree. But how many people here know that that he has a record? He genuinely holds a record of playing most Davis Cup games.
No, maybe okay.
but
There's
then-
a fair point that as a country we are so
Yes,
starved for
yes,
Olympic
that
medals
is what I'm-
that we value. But I'm saying globally,
Yeah.
globally nobody
So
gets.
because
like in the tennis world.
Nadal, I think Nadal has won a gold. Andy Murray has also won a gold medal.
yes.
But if you ask him, Andy Murray,
He'll take a Wimbledon any day. But you know that gold was important because it came in London.
I can't say that he'll be ready to trade off that.
No, because it was the London Olympics.
I agree.
Hadn't been in here. But yeah, maybe because Indians we don't get too many medals, so we'll be very happy.
And gold medal. Imagine where we will go from where to where. One gold medal will.
In the tally.
Exactly.
That's true. Okay, on that note, thank you very much. Like Cricket World Cup is saying that Cricket World Cup will always be remembered by everyone. Also, you know, like Olympic doesn't have a context, there's no reference points, nothing, all of that.
Actually, you know, because if you ask me, it is very difficult for me to arrive at a answer for that question. Olympics or ODI World Cup. Very difficult for me. I don't know.
I look at global acceptance. In India, we may celebrate it, but globally, nobody really like in the sport of cricket. Like if you had an Australian or an English player, they might even pick Ashes ahead of it.
Well, Australians or the English or the Chinese or the Americans, they keep winning gold medals in Olympics. We don't.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
I'm not saying it's
Okay.
it's a greater achievement than the World Cup. What I'm saying is an Olympic gold medal in cricket is no less than a World Cup victory.
I'm saying Olympic medal, irrespective of whatever sport it is.
No, he's talking about the gold medal.
I'm saying an Olympic gold medal, I will take in even
But you will
10 ping.
also,
What
you
is
know what
that?
will happen? It will also depend on what kind of teams
Teams
countries
are,
send.
yeah.
If let's say everyone is sending like these backup teams and you win, will you value it as a
If you have a window, I'm sure if you can actually make.
England, Australia, England, South Africa, Pakistan,
All will have
everyone
to
needs
be-
to send their proper teams.
And IPL will also probably have to then be worked around.
चलो जी.
ये
हाँ वो कर लो मैं.
आंसर देके जाओ
आप दे दो ना.
क्या दे दो क्या? What is it?
He's basically Akshay is asking about UZ Chahal. Yeah, even I'm.
What is it? What is the question? Media used to say
I don't know which.
Chahal ka
बड़ा भाई.
So basically, he's saying that Chahal and Rohit Sharma were very close. That is that is how it used to come out in the media. And Virat Kohli ही नहीं खिलाता है UCL यहाँ तो ना T20 World Cup. So basically, he's saying Rohit Sharma also did the same thing.
अच्छा.
Yeah. So how wrong was the PR? And you never know. I think the best chance for UZ Chahal to play was 2021 T20 World Cup or 2022 T20 World Cup, and he could have been very, very impactful in both those World Cups. Now in this ODI World Cup, I think it's going to be a toss-up between Kuldeep Yadav and UZ Chahal, and only one of them will play. And I feel that Kuldeep Yadav at this stage is slightly ahead of him. Play as in, I'm saying
Ahead of him?
even in the squad, yeah, even in the squad also. I mean, things might change. I might be wrong, but that's what I feel. But I would want to see both of them. But because you want your bowlers to bat also, so then you are left with no choice but to play just one and even include just one of them.
So Akash Vada is saying that World Cup gold matters because best example Neeraj Chopra, but Neeraj's event is such.
Event, yeah.
Yeah.
Medal is the number one thing. Na? Event makes a huge difference. Like if you, I'll take another example apart from let's say tennis. Something like golf. a golfer, you ask him, you'd want to win one of the majors
Yes.
rather than win an Olympic gold.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
come, they play, but the benchmark is different. Now, how you're respected in your fraternity
FIFA.
or a football, exactly.
No, you see that. Let's very well mention, because with the FIFA World Cup as well, you don't see European teams send their best squads
Yeah.
to the World Cup.
Exactly.
Now, if cricket also was to
But
take
for,
the
for
same route.
Olympics, you have rules there. I think there is
Only three
yes
over 23
21 or 23.
players
You
are-
can be included, and also there is
You never
no.
know, at cricket also they might have certain rules like that.
I hope I think
They might have.
in case if that happens, it's very good. It's a very good idea.
Then it becomes rather interesting, maybe.
Yeah.
As let's say
But
the
then it
tournament
does
only.
not value the Olympic gold as much
Yeah.
as soon as that happens. Because as you're
Because
right,
you
ask
need
Argentina,
familiar
Brazil,
faces also.
They wouldn't care about an Olympic gold.
And if you actually want to you want cricket to popularize by including cricket in Olympics, then might as well have those familiar faces that people want to see.
Yeah.
And
Superstars.
and I think there is no bigger event than FIFA World Cup. Be it anything, Olympic Games. I can say that I would want to have win an Olympic medal, but to be honest, there is no bigger event than FIFA World Cup. Not even Olympics.
Okay, final question. Mr. Shekhar wants to know. Please answer that, Rahul. He is saying, in STPL, is anyone held accountable for shooting past the allotted time?
And those not batting, why are they commentating? Oh, because the commentator were stuck
Is on
somewhere.
leave.
The
No,
commentator,
Is on
no,
leave.
Siddharth and so no. I think they will have their own commentators.
Yeah,
also.
last time around they had their own
No,
commentator.
no. Last time
That one.
Siddharth was there.
No, no,
No, second
Last-
match.
last.
Second match.
Second match, but that was Mazara.
But as far as Mr. Shekhar, as far as accountability is concerned, yes, teams have been docked 25% of their match fees. Yes.
अरे कल खाना ही नहीं मिला.
That was
Anyhow.
Well, like Sachin Kashyap says, Messi won the gold medal in 2008,
Yes.
but you only call him the GOAT after.
Exactly.
the FIFA.
yeah, that's true.
That is true. I think same will happen with cricket. Okay, Ji. But we as a country, we're so starved for success that
ले लेंगे movie.
we
We celebrate.
No, I'll give an example. Did you see, like, imagine if India had won the WTC final. It would have been a Diwali.
Sure.
Australia won it. They celebrated more after the first Ashes win than
Yeah,
they did
that's
after
true.
the
And
win.
imagine that captain Pat Cummins, after winning that first Ashes test, he's saying this is my most memorable test match for me. And a week
Yeah.
before that, he won a World Test Championship final, ICC trophy. Steve Smith hasn't won an ICC trophy.
Yeah. Every country has a different benchmark of success.
Yeah. But in our case, if we win only, it doesn't matter where. We're just screwed.
At
We
this
don't
point,
win.
yes.
Yeah, we don't
And,
win that.
yeah, we celebrate victories over Bangladesh also.
Yeah.
In cricket, by the way. Although there's nothing wrong in it, but your goals.
Yeah.
And maybe till what stage, what are your goals, what are your targets? We celebrate even the smallest of success. China, the best of their athletes, if they won a gold medal, they're incredibly good in their sport, they will phase them out irrespective of who they are, except for Lindan. That concession was given only and only to Lindan, that badminton legend.
Saying gold medal, I used to always keep thinking that what must a Chinese athlete who wins a bronze medal be treated like? Like we like celebrate bronze medal like nobody's business. I'm just saying, if I'm a Chinese athlete and I won bronze, what would be the respect I get in the
Bronze
village
medal,
or
exactly.
come back to
Bronze
my
medal
country?
you have here, you
Especially the
have
medal in
open
TT.
bus parades and everything. What
So
not?
imagine you're a Chinese and you won a bronze. He must be like, "मैं दिखाऊंगा नहीं किसी को, चुपचाप से यार."
What did you get?
Bronze.
वो वहाँ पर होता होगा जैसे like when Shubman Gill missed out on a century in Australia, his father said यार 94 क्या, should have gotten that 100. तो वहाँ पर fathers must be like, what bronze है यार, gold,
Sure,
gold or nothing.
Shubman's 94 was celebrated.
94 कौन सा?
No, but his father.
Australia series.
अच्छा 91 Brisbane ना?
Brisbane.
91.
So no, I'm saying that was a big innings. We
But then-
made it like the one that it was celebrated.
Yeah.
That's not the same example as Chinese. Let's say Chinese TD player winning bronze would be like
Yeah,
Like-
those guys,
Side of-
they end up with how many?
Gold shows.
150, 200 medals? इतना तो होता ही
100
होगा.
golds भी हो जाते होंगे तो I think.
100 gold.
200 medals तो यार वो इतना
Just see Beijing. How many did they win? Beijing medals tally this open.
Beijing के last Olympics निकाल लो. They may not have finished on top
I'm just
in
just open.
look at the
Tokyo-
number of
Tokyo
medals
देखो
Australia wins.
अरे ये क्या खोला है? 2022 क्या खोला
ये
है?
क्या वो लगा दिए.
2008 है भाई.
Last
हाँ.
Tokyo देख लेते हैं.
हाँ medals tally just open हाँ open.
Just write medals tally.
हाँ आ गया.
हाँ, आ गया.
हाँ, click.
So they won
48 gold.
130. Oh sorry.
Total
48
100.
golds. Total of 100 medals.
Yeah. So and Beijing we won one bronze and one gold.
No.
USA
Beijing we won 3 medals.
2008 no.
2 bronze, 1 gold. Sushi, Vijinder,
Acha Vijinder also. So
Sushi,
sorry.
Vijinder
Yeah.
and-
And Abhinav
gold.
of course. Yeah. Imagine who. US, Russia, Great Britain, Germany, Australia,
By the way-
South Korea, Japan, Italy.
Look at China,
What
more
is
golds
France?
than bronze, by the way. We are saying that 48 golds, 30 bronze. It's not acceptable.
Kenya, imagine. Okay, Kenya, long distance and Ukraine,
Jump, long jump.
Netherlands, Spain, Jamaica, Poland, Ethiopia. People don't have money to buy food. Romania, Cuba. Cuba, they were very good in boxing. Hungary, Norway, Brazil, Belarus, Czech Republic, what is that? Slovakia, New Zealand, and then Georgia, Kazakhstan, Denmark, North Korea, Thailand, Mongolia. Imagine. Switzerland, Argentina, Mexico, Belgium, Zimbabwe, Slovenia, Azerbaijan, Indonesia, Bulgaria, Turkey, Chinese Taipei, Finland, Latvia, Dominican Republic, Estonia, Portugal, Trinidad and Tobago, then India. Then India. This is by the way. No, see, wait. Acha, haan.
This is ranked in
gold
Gold medal.
हाँ,
Yeah,
not
golds.
total.
If you
Not
won
total.
one gold medal,
Yeah.
the other nation they won 100 bronze medals and 200 silver
Yeah.
medals. You will be ranked highest.
Gold is gold.
Chalo.
Like for example, if you look at Croatia and all got more medals than India that Olympic. 5, Lithuania
Yeah.
got 5.
Yeah.
India got 3, but they are
Can you
high.
show me what was the last Olympic
Tokyo?
Games? Tokyo Olympics.
Yeah, who went there?
हाँ अब भूल ही गया medal tally. I think Tokyo would be a little difficult to assess how. अरे नहीं उसमें.
What?
So how many?
US picked China. 39, 38.
Wait. No.
No. This is something.
Sorted by gold medals. US up
39,
top.
38, I told you.
30. And अच्छा इसमें तो this is Tokyo ना. अच्छा we won quite. This was the best Olympics
For India.
Yeah.
8 medals, no?
Best Olympic Games. No, I think 6 or 7.
7.
See, quite an improvement
Yeah,
from
it-
51 to
no, it
40.
is, London we got 6.
Yeah.
So that's it.
1.
But Rio 2.
Sindhu and
Sakshi.
Sakshi. Chalo, on that note, Shubham says, honestly, Lindan was good, incredible player and had mental toughness, which Lee Chong Wei lacked. And sir, how was your experience? Did you meet Novak?
Yeah, I did, but he didn't meet me. No, I'm being very honest. So I saw him. He was just standing right next to me. In fact, in front of me, he had his. At that time, I think Goran was his coach. He's still there. Yeah. So Goran was also there standing. So I thought I'll meet him, but then we were just. I was also standing, and
what
he was
happened and why
nothing.
Why did you not meet him?
He didn't speak to me. I said,
No, you said hello.
yeah, that's what. So he was saying hello to each and every hundreds
He
of.
said hello back, then he met you. That's it.
Just that I had a better access than a lot of people who had gathered outside those railings where he was.
Obviously.
So there was so he was more. In fact, he wanted to greet them rather than me because those were fans. Although I am also a fan.
But you're a journalist, no?
But then he realized that he's a journalist. If I say hello, then he can come up with a question also, with a question also. So, yeah.
Honesty.
Oh, what would I say? Oh, hi Rahul. I watch Sports Today every day. We really enjoy.
Exactly. But his first part of the question, Lindan is definitely the
Yeah.
What I liked about him, I remember those days when he was at his peak. Firstly, he made badminton look so easy. It looked like whenever a player, whether he's a footballer, cricketer, when he makes anything look so easy that you feel you can do it,
Yeah.
then he's GOAT. That is what he would do.
People do say on social media that in every Olympics, while you're having the actual race, there should be one common person, like a normal person, racing or playing the sport alongside, so you know how difficult
The
it is.
difference it is.
Yeah.
No, but anyone who makes it look very easy, like Lindan used to make
Yeah.
badminton look so easy. It was like he was never hurried. Like Lee Chong Wei, as he said, Lee Chong Wei used to look like he's working hard. He's jumping. Lindan used to be like he's doing
The
practice.
Dhoni of TT.
No, but Dhoni also would show effort.
Huh.
Lindan was effortless. Like he would.
Rohit hitting sixes, let's say.
Yeah.
That's what they used to say.
Yeah.
Effortless hitting.
No, but he was the greatest, Lindan. And Lindan and Lee Chong Wei and Lindan, they were the two biggest badminton players of that time. And it's not that Lee Chong Wei hasn't beaten Lindan, but every time at the Olympic Games, Lindan would beat him. Beat him, Lee Chong Wei. I think Lindan may have lost him to Lee Chong Wei in the World Championships.
Maybe once, I guess. Maybe not.
But because every time a big tournament would be there, Lindan will never lose to Lee Chong Wei. That's how great he was. And the only player, even if you don't know him, you can make out that he's a left-hander. He used to wear those
Sleeveless.
left sleeve.
Wouldn't be there.
Would be there.
Yeah.
So just wear a t-shirt
Plus, what
remove
his thing about him was incredible that unlike all other badminton players who play the full circuit, he would not play the full year sometime. Not playing the full year. Suddenly during World Championship he'll come. He'll be ranked like let's say 38 in the world because he's not playing all other tournaments.
Yeah.
So rank 38 comes to World Championship, win, gold, bye bye.
I'm just
Then
thinking,
again disappear.
talking about legends making things look easy. A certain Michael Phelps comes to my mind, and I'm just thinking if a swimmer can really make it look easy at all.
He was a beast, yeah.
But in swimming, let's say the discipline is such, you can never really make it look
He
easy.
was superhuman like. I think his body, his everything.
Phenomenal, that guy.
But Lindan and all not intimidating, no. Phelps will intimidate you with just his body and his style.
He was born to fisherman. Actually, he wasn't.
Yeah, but he looks like it. But Lindan looked like a regular guy, not even flamboyant, nothing, just comes. He very interesting. I was reading. I could be wrong. He has some Malaysian ancestry or something like that. Yeah, something like that, or some Lindan, something.
He could be Lee Chong Wei.
Something or some other country. I remember reading about it. I'll do it again.
You
But
can
he was
take that mic.
Akshat Patel, your wish will be fulfilled, let's say. We are planning a show tomorrow, so do join us. And we've been constantly giving you guys updates.
tomorrow we're going to do.
Yes, so stay tuned, not just Akshat Patel, but all of you all as well. We do plan to do a show tomorrow on the SAFF. Shivam tells us that we are hitting another landmark of sorts, 180k subscriber.
What is 180 a landmark?
Round figure, no?
Yeah, round figure.
Just 22,000
Choti kushi.
subscribers short of making it to
So
2 lakhs.
Yeah.
So that would be
keep showing us the love.
quite
Ask
an
your
achievement.
friends, everyone around. And should we leave it here?
Yeah.
All right then. Thank you so much, guys. Lovely speaking with you all. We'll see you soon. Bye bye.